I just want to feel like myself. Like, that's
Right.
it. I don't
Like the
care.
old Jazz?
All I want is to be happy and feel like me, and I don't feel like
What
me
is me?
ever.
I think it's safe to say that Jazz Jennings was the most famous trans kid on the planet. The first time we all heard of Jazz was in 2007 when she got interviewed by Barbara Walters.
Hi.
When we first met Jazz in 2007, she was only 6 years old and one of the youngest documented cases of an early transition from male to female.
And then in 2015, Jazz's family got their own reality show called I Am Jazz, which I think you've all have heard of. To sum up Jazz's story, she was only 2 years old when she told her mom, "When is the good fairy gonna come with her magic wand and change my penis into a vagina?" And even though we know that all kids say weird stuff at times, Jazz's parents did not ignore it. They didn't ignore that their son liked dresses and pink, so they got their son diagnosed with gender dysphoria at age 5. With her parents' approval, she started using hormone blockers when she was 11 and taking estrogen in high school. In high school. Think about that. In other words, Jazz never got the opportunity to live as a boy, to experience her natal puberty without her consent. Jazz's parents made that decision for her. And yes, I'm using she, her pronouns because I think that is what makes the most sense right now. If Jazz will detransition, I would use he, him. And the worst part in all of this is that Jazz got bottom surgery at age 17. Not 18, which is quite young in my opinion, but 17. She was a minor. And not only did Jazz get one bottom surgery, she got 4. 3 of them were revisions. Jazz experienced a lot of complications, and the reason why she got 4 surgeries instead of just 1 or 2 is because she did not have enough tissue to make the neovagina. Because how the surgery works is the length of the penis determines the depth of the neovagina. And Jazz has been on puberty blockers since she started puberty, so her penis did not have the opportunity to grow, so she basically had a micro penis.
Jazz has had a very difficult surgical course.
Taking Jazz on as a patient for surgery, we knew it was going to be a one-of-a-kind surgery. She's one of the first to have undergone complete pubertal suppression and lack of growth of the skin and other tissues, which we rely on as surgeons to do this operation. And we don't have the experience of having said we've done 50 of these. I was just not expecting her to have a complication as severe as what she did have.
She's one of the firsts? This is not okay. You cannot do these surgeries on a 17-year-old. Jazz was not even old enough to buy a beer, which in my opinion is crazy. She cannot even get a tattoo. She can't vote, but she can get her genitals destroyed? When I say the word destroyed, I'm blaming the surgeons, not Jazz. I often say in my videos, there's nothing wrong with having a certain wish. There's nothing wrong with Jazz wanting to get bottom surgery. The problem is, she got it. Her parents approved of the surgery, and an even bigger problem is the surgeons took Jazz's money and used her as a guinea pig. I'm not a fan of people being guinea pigs in general, but this is a minor. Children cannot be guinea pigs. In any other situation, people would not have a problem with me saying this, but apparently we celebrate this family. We celebrate Jazz's parents. We say, oh, they're so tolerant. They're good parents. They love their child. Look what they have done. Of course, these surgeons told Jazz's parents that this is going to be a one-of-a-kind surgery. It's very dangerous and we can risk a lot of things here. They just said yes. What is the matter with them? And it's so weird because I saw a recent clip from their reality show where Jazz's mom was like, "Did you drink?"
Did you drink? I'm an adult now. I'm 21.
It's like, are you kidding me? You don't see the hypocrisy in that. You're more worried about her drinking than getting her genitals cut off. Okay, that's not weird at all. Do you have any idea how hard it is to reverse the surgery? It's basically impossible. I'm not afraid to say this, but this is negligence. It's your job as a parent to protect your child. This is not protecting your child. To not only expose her on TV from the age of 6, but to give her drugs without her consent and approve of a very dangerous surgery that turned out to be 4 surgeries. It's negligence when you don't step in as a parent and be like, I'm the one in charge here, you do what I say, I know better because I'm an adult, You're a child, you don't know any better. But my only job is to protect you, so that's what I'm doing by saying no. And I've heard Jazz and her mom say, well, if Jazz didn't receive puberty blockers and cross-sex hormones as a child, she's gonna end up looking like her brother.
My son is over here, is fully bearded, Adam's apple. She doesn't want to look like him. She wants to look like the beautiful young lady that she is.
I thought gender was a social construct and you can have a full-size beard and a big Adam's apple as a woman. So why is she afraid of looking like that? When you give a physically healthy child puberty blockers and cross-sex hormones when they're extremely young, they would most likely never experience an orgasm ever. They would most likely destroy their bone health and their fertility. So as my friend Shapeshifter, who's a detrans man, said, what's the point of having a higher pitched voice, no facial hair, softer skin, if you can't have children or an orgasm, and you would probably get osteoporosis? What kind of life is that? It's obvious that Jazz looks completely like a woman. So her receiving puberty blockers before she even started her own natal puberty and going on cross-sex hormones worked. Like, she passes really well. So some might think, well, isn't that a good thing? Isn't she happy then? Is she? I think a lot of you have seen this already. She has gained a lot of weight, and this was after her surgeries, which is weird because I thought it was called gender affirmation surgery. I thought it was life-saving, so why is she still miserable? You are miserable when you're binge eating like this, and you gain so much weight. But I'm not only gonna talk about her weight. She actually admits herself how she's not feeling well. Listen to this.
I have been experiencing a lot emotionally and spiritually, and I've had a lot of anxiety lately. I've learned that I experience emotions very deeply. I experience love and happy emotions very deeply, which is amazing, but I also experience pain and depression and anxiety and worry and fear and doubt. It could just be very crippling at times.
It is possible for a valid transsexual person to deal with mental health issues, to deal with anxiety or depression. However, what she's describing does sound like borderline. When you feel every type of emotion very deeply. But this video is not about diagnosing Jazz, and I'm not gonna act like a psychiatrist. I just think it's a very relevant thing to notice here. What I really want to talk about in this video is this viral clip, and it got me really worried.
Are you okay?
I'm okay.
I'm like I'm gonna cry. But
You know I can't get out of my head.
I know. No, listen.
It just doesn't stop.
It's okay. Give me a hug. It's okay. I know what you're going through. We've been there before.
No, it still doesn't stop now,
I
and
know.
I'm already going
Well,
back to negative.
But the more you're talking about yourself, it gets harder. You're digging in, and it's making you put a magnifying glass on what's already difficult as it is. So this is hard for you. I know, and we don't want to push you
I
anymore.
know I'm the one doing it. Like,
I know you're your own worst enemy.
I feel kind of all over the place, and like my mind is very cluttered and not clear. And I really want to have that clarity. I really want to understand myself and be able to read my own soul and what I want. And it's just very challenging. And I think I'm kind of breaking down a little bit and spiraling into negativity.
I just want to feel like myself. Like, that's
Right.
it. I don't
Like the
care.
old Jazz?
All I want is to be happy and feel like me, and I don't feel like
What
me
is me?
ever.
I feel really bad for her, and I know that we don't know what she's actually upset about. This is not her coming out as a detransitioner, but listen to what she said. I never feel like myself, ever. And I can tell this is after all of her surgeries. Oh my god. I get a little bit triggered about the way her mom is handling this situation. Oh, you're in your own head. Oh, don't overthink it, kind of thing. I think it's inappropriate. As Jazz is saying, she wants to do some soul searching. She wants to feel like herself. She wants to figure out who she is. That is completely natural and justified. What's not justified, however, is to say, oh, don't think about it. No matter what Jazz truly is, if she's a true transsexual woman or she's a detransitioner, a maybe gay man, bi man, who knows, it doesn't really matter. This is an individual who's struggling with their mental health. And it's an individual who has done a lot of things to themselves, or basically it was their parents doing that to them. It's only natural for Jazz to question herself. All of Jazz's life, her parents decided who she was gonna be. What is this family gonna do if Jazz decides to detransition? I mean, her whole family is extremely involved in trans activism.
Transgender people like my sister Jazz are valid and deserve to be loved.
We must stand up and show our support for transgender individuals and their bathroom rights before the Supreme Court has the last say.
Hey Mom, do you have any regrets of letting Jazz transition at the age of 5?
Of course not.
But what about the people who say you brainwashed your child, or that is child abuse?
Jazz always knew she was a girl, and I followed her lead as advised by medical professionals, and I'm proud of the woman that she is today.
I love that, Mom. Thank you for showing us all the true meaning of unconditional love.
For over 16 years, her parents have been praised by the media. So just imagine if they were wrong. It will not only be embarrassing for these parents, it would be a disaster. Name another situation where it's not only justified, but you can get praised for putting drugs into your physically healthy child. Just name one other situation. I'm not sure if Jazz will detransition, and no matter what, I feel for her. I want to support her as a human being. I just feel heartbroken about the fact that Jazz never got the opportunity to be a boy. She has been affirmed as a girl since the age of 2. What Jazz's parents did to her is unacceptable. Imagine what kind of life Jazz would have had if she waited until she was 18. She would not have these complications in her genitals. Maybe she wouldn't have as many mental health issues. But also imagine if she wasn't exposed on TV her entire life. I think she would be a much happier person today. I wish Jazz all the best, and I would like to know what you all think, so leave a comment down below. Thank you all for watching this video. If you want to see more content like this, remember to hit subscribe and the notification bell. If you want, you can support me with a small donation under Super Thanks, and it would help me out a ton, so thank you. Remember, you can also become a member of this channel, where you can get exclusive content decided by you. That's right, so come join us. And I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.